Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Moremadi Mabule, and in this channel we talk about where money meets the law. And today I wanted to touch on an interesting conversation. Remember, this platform is about giving information to single parents, divorced people, and people who just need support or information throughout the journey where their money meets the law. So don't mind me, I'm shooting in the evening and the lighting is not so great. So if I look like a ghost, I feel like I look like a ghost. Don't mind me, I just came back from work. But the topic today is predominantly about, like I said, where money meets the law, but I want to talk about how to prepare for marriage. Let's say you've met the love of your life, and I always say to people, marriage is beautiful. I am a big fan of marriage. I'm actually an advocate for marriage. I really advocate for marriage. However, we need to get to a point where when we're making a decision of getting into a marriage, besides some of the things that you have to, think about, as in choosing the marital regimes that you're going to go into, take a step back and see it as a contract. So marriage is, to a certain extent, a contract. And when you're entering a contract, you want to enter it from a position of knowledge, not, from a position of hore you are happy and the heart is pumping. And because marriage at some point requires you to be, a bit alert, in terms of you entering into the contract. Isn't it? You don't enter any other contract because the emotions are high. You enter the contract now, removing the heart, and now going logically and making sense of the decision that you're trying to make. And I came through an article. It says it's an unknown author, so I'll just quote it as is. I'll screen grab it and put the points that I want to put across on this video. It says, before you get married, one of the things that you need to discuss is the bills. Where do you have your debts? How's that sitting? What is the status of those debts? Because sometimes you get married to someone who is in a lot of debt, and then you are trapped. You can't move on with your life. And when you get married, you want to think about buying a house, you want to think about buying furniture, you want to progress and start accumulating assets. But then, and in most cases, if you are young, you're probably doing this, going to try and get funding and finance. And unfortunately, if people have bills and they're over indebted, you might be marrying that problem. So just remember to actually have that kind of a discussion. In fact, ironically, I just want to share. I once, found myself in a conversation with someone, and one of the first things this person asked me, he said, "What is your relationship with money?" And I was like, "Yo, that's an interesting question, but I'll get more interview." Yes, it's a valid question, and based on my relationship with money, and he looked at his relationship with money, based on that, you can make a decision that, is this thing going to work? Because most marriages unfortunately don't work because of financial challenges. The second thing is parenting style, guys. I'm talking here predominantly to single parents, uh, and talking to people who are divorced, people who are coming from previous marriages, previous relationships, and they've got children. Parenting styles are important. I mean, we need to be aligned. Our values need to be aligned. Let's discuss our values. What is your value system? How do you parent children like this? And how do you get to that kind of a parenting style? And in the next video, I will share different types of parenting styles that I've come across, and hopefully I can invite a psychologist who can actually, come and empower us with regard to parenting styles. I spoke about debt, I spoke about credit. Those things are very important. And one of the things that we also miss to talk about is religion. We make an assumption that if we are Christians, we are both Christians, it's likely to work. No, sometimes it doesn't. You probably coming from a Pentecostal environment, and this is how you do things. La paraditugu, you are apare borukgu, o kenya, you know, those kind of things. And then you get into a relationship with somebody who, you know, baya go di happy churches. There's no, you know, issues around the dress code. Discuss those. And religion, another thing that is important ka religion, our value system, sometimes they come from our religious backgrounds. So you want to have those conversations. You know, someone made a comment when I actually shared this on my WhatsApp status and said, you can have all these conversations until you are purple in your face. Sometimes God decides. I agree with that. I agree that God decides, but go in knowing and understanding the dynamics. And I think those tough conversations, they also help you see whether this person, honestly, this person has the basics. You are aligned. Basics, just mere basics. Are you aligned? Ne? And then the other one is, you know, other things. How are we going to run our household? Are we going to be sitting down Reneldi meeting? What drives this home? What are our visions? Where are we going? Have those conversations. Another tricky one is childhood traumas. I think I'm parking and pausing for this one to sink. Childhood traumas. You know, those things, they follow you. I can make an example, a personal example. I was triggered just 2 weeks ago by a colleague who said something to me, an innocent conversation, you know, and the trigger took me back to my varsity days. And when I looked back and I'm like, why am I so triggered? What is the issue? So some of those things are the childhood traumas. Imagine now you are in a marriage with this person, and then all of a sudden you've got your traumas, you've got things that are no-go areas, you've got things that you don't want to even think about because you've been so traumatized, you haven't healed from them. Talk about those things so that people can know how to support you. And the other one is, hey, this one is deep. Financial expectations, that's the obvious. And then we talk about sexual expectations. Hey, sexual expectations is a big one, guys. Because if we don't talk about these things, you might just find that you're not aligned and marriages get broken because sexual expectations are not spoken about. But that's also a topic for another day. We'll probably get somebody to come and support us and, you know, give us insight around this topic. And then on a lighter note, the bucket list. What are your dreams? What is your dream home? Now I might want to sit and wake up and see the sea. The other person might wake up and they want to wake up and see the mountain. And if you're lucky, you might be able to see them both. But maybe someone else's, you know, dream home, it's somewhere Hamashashani, because they want to own land, tribal land, and just be comfortable in that space. Someone's dream home is in the UK. Have those conversations so that they're aligned. So when you are going to the UK, let's have those conversations so that we are aligned. Career. You know, this one is a personal example. When I got married, I did say, for those who are new, you'll know that I've been now 12 years divorced. But when I got married, and in fact, when I met my ex-husband, we met when I was working as a student, part-time worker for a retail company. And then from there, they took me permanent. And he was already a professional. His career was already on the right path. And then he got married to that girl who was just a girl from retail. And, you know, my career prospects at some point became a problem in my marriage. Because perhaps he was marrying someone he wanted to look after. Someone who's not going to grow per se and have a financial, you know, saying. Somebody who's going to be led all the time. And then all of a sudden, you know, a couple of years later, here you are trying to have solid financial conversations. It becomes a problem. So let's have those conversations. Where are you going with your career? Education. Hey, guys. You know, I'll give an example. I know a couple that got married. The guy was a PhD guy, a student at the time, and the woman was matric and she was comfortable in her matric. And fast forward a couple of years down the line, the husband actually felt like, no, this woman needs to read, but she's not interested in reading. So what must happen? So those things are very important. We really, really need to have those conversations so that we don't put unnecessary pressures on ourselves. And the other one is political views, your mental state, mental health, family background. Those things are quite critical because sometimes we might be shooting ourselves in the foot and creating unnecessary pressure on ourselves, getting into relationships that we're not compatible with. These are deep things. It's a lot. It's a lot. But honestly, can we cover them all? We can only try. And I think with this, information and my personal experiences and what I've shared, we are learning. We are learning. We are learning, and we are supporting one another. Please, if you like this content, please comment on the comment section. I can't wait to hear what your views are about this. And really, let's educate one another, and make sure that as we move on, trying to rebuild our lives, trying to get into new relationships, we do it a little bit better. Have tough conversations. Until next time, I'm looking for you guys to subscribe, like, share, comment, and I'll see you, I think, in 2 weeks' time. I think that's what we've been doing. We posting in 2 weeks' time. But remember, everything that I put here is my personal opinion. It's things that I've researched. None of it is advice. Don't take this as advice. It's not financial advice. It's not legal advice. If you're looking for a financial advisor, you're welcome to go and search on the FSCA website. You will get an accredited advisor that will help you with your finances. If you're looking for a legal advisor, you're welcome to comment on the comment section, and I can hook you up with somebody who can assist you with your legal advisor needs. Until next time, love you all. Thank you. Bye bye.